Blood is in the Bible, blood is in the book. If you don't believe me, have a bloody look. I grew up in a place called Brixton City. I grew up in a place called Angel Town. Yeah, proper things, proper things. Don't really use these much, but had to splash to get a variable ND because I had a music video to shoot. Don't really do a lot of music videos, not anymore. But you can't really do them without one of these. You know, the sun comes out, it's too bright. And in case you don't know the purpose of a ND filter when shooting video is so that you can keep the shutter speed. You need to keep your shutter speed like, what is it, double the frame rate. So here in Powerland, it's 1/50th of a second. And when you want your aperture wide open, like I have it here now, on my 35 1.4, you want it wide open, right? So you can get those blurry backgrounds, because that's what they want in video, blurry backgrounds and all that bokeh and all that kind of stuff. So because it gets too bright, you're not usually able to do that. You have to speed up your shutter speed, or you have to shut down your aperture, and it messes with the, you know, the look, basically. You know, the 180-degree shutter, as they call it. So if you get an ND filter, you can block, which is basically sunglasses for a lens. You can block the amount of light coming in, which will allow you to open up that aperture and keep your shutter speed where you want it. So that's what we got. And these things are not cheap, trust me. Went down the local shop, which is always a mistake. You know, online's always better. But I left it a bit late, so I had to go down the shop. And I managed to get myself a variable ND filter. It's not actually this one. The one that I'm talking about is actually on as we speak. This is another one that I had. But this one is, the diameter is, I think it's 82. It's a big old piece of glass. So I needed one for 77mm. I had two lenses I wanted to use, two different diameters I wanted to use on the shoot. I'm 35 here, which is 72mm. I wanted to use my 24-70 as well, which is 77mm, which meant two ND filters, and I was like, this is doing my head in. What am I gonna do? However, I found out you can get these. No one ever told me about these. Can you see this? Let's see if we can focus on this. Look at that. These are step-up rings for your lens. So you can adapt a 77mm filter. Just imagine this is a 77mm. This is not, but just imagine it is. You can adapt a 77mm filter to your 72mm lens, diameter lens, with one of these. Never knew anything about it. And they're quite cheap as well. Got this for about, how much was it? £8. £8. Solved a huge problem. So now, just whack a couple of these on my 72mm. It's just a step-up ring. There's no glass in it, and it steps it up, as I said, to 77. And I can just now attach my UV filter on. Anyway, I guess this is not really a review of the filter, but it's the first time I used it, and I was pretty impressed. You know, really impressed. It's got, if you look on the side, look on this one here. See if we can focus it on. Yeah, you can see the marks. It's pretty much the same. This one, oh God, it's hard to turn this one. You can see it's marked from minimum, yeah, round to maximum. 1 stop, 2 stop, 3 stop, 4 stop, 5 stop, 6 stop, 7 stop, 8 stop. That one's 8 stop. This one here, I'm not sure how many stops it is. I've never actually used this one. I got this one with a lens that I bought years ago, and it's just been flung down in my wardrobe. So, and this one is pretty hard to turn as well, you know, because my fingers are quite chunky, and this is quite skinny. Yeah. But the one I've got on there, which I got in Calumet, has a handy, if I can get this out, God. It has a handy little handle. Yeah. That goes on the side of the filter. Yeah. Come on, focus. Which allows you to turn it. Just grab it and turn, which is really cool. It's really cool. Anyway, we shot the first part of the music video. It's done now. And I'm so glad that I had that ND, variable ND. I only had to put it on 1 stop. But you never know. You know, can use it for other creative ideas, I guess. And I also used it in the garden. I was doing some planting. Some of you know on my other channel, I do a lot of gardening and growing veg. And, you know, I'll usually shoot a couple of videos out there, you know, throughout the growing season. And yeah, I've done some shooting with my 6D2 with the ND filter on the hottest day of the year about a week ago, 2 weeks ago. And I'm going to throw some images up, throw some footage up so that you can see how it did. It performed really well. So, what can I say? ND filters. Never leave home without them. Always have them in your bag. You know, I've been shooting video for years, but, you know, admittedly, I've been using video cams that have these things built in. So I didn't really have to think about them. Now, I'm obviously moving all DSLR and mirrorless. So we got to carry these things around. Very expensive. Not so expensive if you get step-up rings. Step-up rings. No one ever told me about these. This is what it's all about. This will make it more financially viable. Get your step-up rings. And you can get them for different lenses. As I said, about £8 or £9. I paid for this one. The ND filter itself that I got was very expensive, 90 quid. 90. Wow. Well, it's an investment, you know. Very important piece of gear so that you can maximize the use of the quality lenses that you have. Anyway, let's have a look at some of this footage that I shot down in the garden with my 6D2 using my Calumet 8 stop. Is it 8 stop or 10 stop? I think it was advertised as 10 stop. 10 stop ND filter. Have a look and tell me what you think. Bloody hell, it's hot out here. It is hot out here. Whee! It is hot out here. This must be the hottest day of the year so far. And we're out in the garden, the garden of Daddy Aisha. Do a little spin around, if we can do a little spin around. And things are starting to take shape. Wow, it's hot. It's like Jamaica in the winter. Let me show you. Can you see that? Wide view. Ah, God. There you go. Wide view of the garden of Daddy Aisha. It is June. Was it June 30? 29? June 29? 2019. And all of a sudden, it's like somebody just turned the thermostat up on the sun. It was one level and it's gone up, man. I'm out here in my string vest and it is hot. It's even hot inside. Anyway, let's look at the garden. Look at this down here. Look at this down here. Look at this. Look at this down here. Rhubarb just kind of started to flourish all of a sudden. Look at that. That is pretty cool. It comes up annually. Don't have to do nothing. This is what you call low maintenance or no maintenance. The rhubarb. Look at this. Let's go underneath. Look at those leaves. Look at that, man. And we've already had some in our rhubarb crumble. And we might have some later on because I've got some strawberries over the side there, which I'm going to show you. Pretty cool. Pretty cool, no? Not true. Anyway, let's go over to the strawberries because we had some. Strawberries I bought an extra strawberry plant. I had one, but the thing with the strawberry plants, I find, is that they, I take my glasses off because this thing has trouble finding my face with my glasses on. Yeah, the strawberries come one year and then they don't seem to come another year. So anyway, down here, we got some strawberries. Have a look at this. You see the strawberry, and there's one nice little red one, chunky red one, and we had a little had to prop it up so that it doesn't touch the ground at night because we've got a lot of slugs and stuff. And they got this strange idea that they're going to have my strawberry, because we had another one. It was a big one. It was right there, and then it just disappeared one night, and we're not sure what happened to it. We don't know if the children taken it. We don't know if the blackbirds have taken it. We don't know if the slugs have taken it. Somebody's taken it because it's not there anymore. So anyway, we got this one guarded up with some sticks. Guards up. Strawberry. But we got some older ones from years gone by over here. But they only produce these little tiny things which are not really worth mentioning. Got another one over here. So I don't know, I think I might get another strawberry plant. It's not too late. And change up some of this dirt, because the dirt in this garden's a bit whacked out, I think. After all these years, it's a bit whacked out. If we look over there, I don't know if you can see in the background. I'm trying to look. Yeah, there. Can, hear me now. Can. Let's go and have a look. All right, take my glasses off. It's too hot to be out here filming, actually. Here we go. Nice little block of corn. Probably too tightly packed, to be honest with you. But I've got a small garden, so I've got to make the most of it. And I thought some of them would die off, but they haven't. So we've got a big, mad block, and we'll see what happens. Can, hear me now. Can, oh yeah. Can, hear me now. It is you I'm talking to. Yeah, this is not the first year I've done corn, obviously, but it is easy to grow, and the slugs don't seem to go for it, which means when I do my nighttime patrol, because you've got to do a nighttime patrol every night to get the slugs and the snails, otherwise they just eat off all your stuff. When I do my nighttime patrols, the corn is all right. Nothing seems to go for it. Nothing seems to go for it. So it's one good thing about it. It's all good. Okay, let's go over this side. Here, you can see my frame for my, look down there. Can you see them? 3 butternut squash plants down there, all in a row. Tea-tato, 1, 2, 3. And what the plan is, they're going to grow up this frame all the way over the frame and round, and hopefully we'll get some nice butternut squashes like we've had a couple of years ago. Everything's set. There you go. Here's number 2. And they're coming along very nicely. The slugs love these, The slugs and the snails, oh my God. They're on these hard. So I have to do a night patrol. Every night I'm out here picking them off with my bare hands. That's love for you, isn't it? If you want to know what love is doing a night patrol every night with your flashlight, looking for slugs and snails, picking them off with your hands. Yeah. Everything's set. There's a spare one here in this pot. Yeah, just in case any of them crap out, I've got a backup. This is my spare wheel, butternut squash. Just sitting here waiting, watching for anybody who's gonna mess up. Gonna come and take your place one time. Just don't mess up. Hearing butternut squashes, don't mess up. Got one over here waiting to take your space. Take it to place. It ain't ramping. Oh. What else we got? We got this lovely, can you see this? Look, growing along the wire. Passion flower plant. It's growing all the way along there, all the way along. And it's going all the way over to the other side of the garden. So we've got this like nature bridge, natural vibes bridge. Look at this. Let's get a wide shot of that. Yeah. And that'll be bursting with passion fruits and passion flowers in a few days' time. I think we've got a couple already. Let's see. There was one couple yesterday. They only flower for a day and then they're gone. There's a passion flower. It's hard. I'm holding. If you know I'm shooting this, you'd be proud of me. It's bloody in an awkward place. But that's it, right there. There's one over there. There you go. Passion. The passion of the flower. Beautiful. Beautiful. Just give me a chance. I'll make it up to you. Give me a chance. I'll prove this world was wrong. Give me a chance. I'll make it up to you. Yeah, the garden of Daddy Aisha. In intense blazing sunshine. 30 degrees. In sunny South London. Boogie down Brixton. Would you believe it? An oasis in the middle of the concrete jungle. Got this little bed over here, the last bed. And it doesn't look like anything's growing in there. And I've got it surrounded with water bottles. This is my anti-cat deterrent. I know the cats could jump over it because they're not very high, but they get confused by it and they're scaredy cats. And they move, as you can see, look. So if you knock them, they move and the wind blows and they move. So it kind of confuses them. It seems to work. Anyway. But in this bed, I put some more corn, but I planted it directly into the ground. Just to see if it would work. I usually, put them in the germinator. We've got a couple coming up, little ones coming up. There you go, there's one coming up. So we'll see, we'll wait and see. But this is like an experimental bed this year. And if it don't work, I'll just dig them up and put something else in here. I don't know what's going on with this soil. But I originally planted 3 butternut squashes in here. And within the space of a week and a half, they all died. So I don't know what's going on with the soil. So this is like a little test bed this year to see what's going on. Something's going on. Something not right. So I've limed it. I prepped it. Got some tea bags on here. Because tea bags apparently can help with the soil. Some may get to understand. So we're just trying it out. It's a little experimental. Okay, so there it is. That's Garden of Daddy Aisha Godi Part 1. for 2019 as we set up, well, more than set up. Didn't want to show you the garden in its wasteland state. So this is the first stage. There'll be 2 more, hopefully, inshallah, videos of it in full bloom and produce in harvest time. So keep it locked. You know how we do. Zoom. I grew up in a place called Brixton City. I grew up in a place called Angel Town. Donde eso?